the rest of my palettes up here. We're getting down to the bottom of the wire here. So, Too Faced Tickled Peach mini palette. This was the palette I decided to keep over the ColourPop one. And I believe like this was a dupe in that ColourPop one for one of the shimmers. This was very similar. And then I do have the corally tones elsewhere, but for like a little peach palette, I really like this one a bit more than the ColourPop quad. So keeping it. Gather Round Sisters from ColourPop. It's the Hocus Pocus palette that came out, released 2020. There was a Hocus Pocus this year and this past year, and then the year before. This was the year before. This is one of my favorite ColourPop palettes, so I'm definitely keeping it. It's the those really deep jewel tones. This green is phenomenal. These transition mid-tone shades up here work so well. They're some of the best ones I think out of like most of my entire collection. And these highlights, like this highlight and this highlight, phenomenal. And I love mixing these together. I green, this burgundy, and this like olivey green. That's basically like half of my wardrobe. So I use this one a lot. I love it. It's one of my favorites. I'm not getting rid of it. The Glam Light Chocolate Martini. This was one of my favorite neutral palettes. It's like neutral with a twist, with this little, you know, this pretty color here, and kind of like this like orangey tone and pinky tone, a little bit bronze. It's just such good quality, and I did a few beautiful looks with it, so I'm keeping it. And then the Glam Light Margarita. These aren't necessarily my tones, but here's that, like I said, there's that like bright orange again. I know I have it in like 4 or 5 palettes, this type of corally orange. But this one was really fun. I don't have, I think this is my only pastel palette. I have one more coming that I just ordered, but yeah, I really like these. These were fun and they were very soft. I wouldn't use this a lot, but it's fun to have to play with. And because I don't buy a lot or keep a lot of these type of palettes, I definitely want to keep this one, this Glam Light one, because the quality is nice and it's nice to have one. Okay, next I have from ColourPop, Animal Crossing, Nook Ink. And I love this one. I did use this one a bunch of times and I really enjoyed it. It's a really pretty cute little mint quad. I didn't really have any makeup, and I have that Glam Light palette I'm keeping that has some mints in it. I have another entire monochromatic teal palette. I don't really need this one anymore, so I'm going to declutter this one. This I just got. I have not even tested, tried it, touched it, and I am forever keeping it. I'm a huge fan of Angelica. I watch her YouTube videos all the time. I love her, and I love her sense of style and sense of color combination, and the artwork on this is beautiful. This is from Odin's Eye. It's the Hella palette, and it was the collab with Angelica, and it is gorgeous. Whoops, no, it's still attached there. So I love these greens and these yellows. Like, I'm a green and yellow person. These deep purples right here are so beautiful. A few neutral colors right here. It's just everything, and a little bit of soft pink, and then just this bright pink right here will be a really nice, but it's not like bright. It almost looks like it's like dark bright. Yeah, it's actually like dark bright. It's not like obnoxious bright. So it's just a really good palette. Definitely keeping this one. ColourPop, it's a princess thing. This is my very first ColourPop palette that got me started and obsessed with makeup way more than even like my Modern Renaissance palette, and I kind of went crazy since buying this, and I love this one and I'll never get rid of it. It's a very good neutral palette, but it has some color, but it's got amazing transition shades up here, and I've used these highlights like a million times. It's got a very nice black down here. It's got a little bit of glitter in it, but it's basically a matte black. Works very well. So this would be a palette I would pull out and use as like a complementary palette with a lot of other palettes. If I need the highlight, I need a black, I need a perfect transition, this one worked really well for that. And it also can be a really good standalone palette. So it's a good one, and I'm definitely keeping it. Huda Beauty, Huda Beauty, the Naughty Nudes palette. This one is, this one's kind of the reason why I wanted to get rid of the Moira palette. I guess it definitely leans more brown than the Moira. I'm going to put that Moira palette in the maybe pile because I want to see it compared to what I do actually have. Because I had some palettes in mind that I thought it would be too similar, but I really feel like I should compare it before I just get rid of it. So this was the palette that I thought I didn't really need this. So I had some palettes in mind that I thought it would be too similar, but I really feel like I should compare it before I just get rid of it. So this was the palette that I thought I didn't really need this. So there's definitely purples and burgundies and some neutrals that are quite comparable. And let's see what else. I guess it is fairly different. Well, let's put this in the maybe pile because I feel like I have a few other palettes to compare this to. But I love this one. The quality is so good and these shimmers are phenomenal. The mattes are very creamy, so I'm definitely keeping this one. I love it. Sheet Glam Violet Vision. I just recently used this for the first time. It worked out very well. I actually have an eye tutorial look up using this palette. I really liked it. I had some issues with this, but again, I think it was just how I used it. I need to try it again. But these colors were beautiful and easy to work with, so I'm keeping it. ColourPop Lizzie McGuire, What Dreams Are Made Of. I love this palette, and I loved watching Lizzie McGuire. It's very special to me, so this would be the only color I probably wouldn't use a whole lot. But I love these chartreusey greens and these neutrals up here, and I really liked these purples and this pretty coral color. See, there's a coral that's similar. Okay, so they are very similar except for the ColourPop one is glittery and the Moira one is a little bit deeper, darker, and it's matte. See if there's any other similarities. Not too much, okay. But keeping that one. ColourPop's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, this one I'm keeping for collector's sake, no matter what. I haven't even tried it yet on my eyes. By the time I got it, I was already into like doing Christmas colors, not really Halloween-y colors, so I didn't really use it yet. But this is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love this movie, so it's very special to me. And the color story I really liked. And there's another bright orange there. I feel like okay, so this one's definitely got a much brighter orange, and these are more grungier browny oranges. But I do love this color story, and I know some people didn't agree with the color story to the movie, but I personally did. If you watch the movie, you know that these tones up here is like the whole entire movie, and these pinks and purples remind me of Sally's dress. This color reminds me of the moon, and the black and white for Jack Skellington, and then this nice pumpkin-y orange, nice Halloween-y orange pumpkin color. So I thought it was really good color story. So I know some people really wanted like the neon greens and stuff, but I just don't think it really needed it. I think this was good, so keeping it. My Natasha Denona Biba palette. This is just the most perfect staple palette. The quality is excellent. It's just very good browns. I feel like this would be a great palette to pull and use with any of my monochromatic palettes if I want to do neutrally brown with just a little bit of color. I had two shades that are broken in here that I repressed, but definitely going to keep this one. I Heart Revolution Pistachio Cream Mini. I used this like once or twice, and it's okay. The quality is okay. I don't love it. I just don't think the color story is super special and unique to have it, to keep it. I thought it would be a little more green than it turned out, but it's more of like a brown that hints at like a little bit of yellow green. It's okay, but I don't think I need it, so I'm going to declutter it. ColourPop That's Taupe. This is a good staple palette, again, a very good neutral. I know I have a lot of neutral browns, but this is the cool tone neutral that I don't have anywhere else. Yeah, I don't have these cool tone unless I have it like, you know, one or two one-off colors within the palette, but this is a really good one to keep for sure. ColourPop Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This will be a palette I keep forever, again for collector's purposes. Very nostalgic to Rudolph. And I do shimmery red and these lovely neutrals. They just are so good, especially because for Christmas I want to wear my Christmas makeup out. I don't necessarily want to do it and then just kind of sit inside, and again, these are the type of colors I will wear and wear out in public and not feel so self-conscious about it. So I really like it. The Huda Beauty Wild Python. I got this at the same time as I got the Wild Jaguar, so I haven't used it yet. And they are very pretty, fun colors. I think I can definitely pull off some really pretty looks that are very wearable, even though it is like, you know, a little more color to it. I just think they're toned down colors, and with these neutrals, I think I can really get a wearable look with this nice little palette. So, and I love the quality of Huda Beauty, so I'm keeping it. ColourPop Tinkerbell Sprinkle a Little Magic. I know everybody raved about this palette, but honestly, the color story is so good, but I struggled with it. I struggled with some of these greens that just didn't want to lay. Like, they kept blending away to nothing, and I don't know why, but I only wore it once. I think it's a good springtime color story, so I'm going to try it again. But I don't know if I'll forever want to keep this if I continue to struggle with it. So, but keeping it for now, and I do love the packaging. ColourPop Blush Crush. This is another staple of mine. I use this one a ton. I don't really, like I said, I don't really lean towards pinks, but these are like mauve pinks. These are like wearable neutral pinks and peachy pinks and brownish pinks. And they're so pretty, and it's a very good ColourPop formula. And the shimmers in these mattes are just so pretty, so definitely keeping it. And another staple, I think, the Blush Crush, the Nude Mood, and That's Taupe. These are like my go-to, like that, and it's a princess thing. Those 4 palettes were, for the longest time, my go-to for like everything. If I needed to pull a mid-tone, you know, neutral shade or light shade or dark shade or a shimmer to go with anything, these would be palettes I always pulled all the time and use a lot. These are good warm tone neutrals. It's kind of like the Biba palette, but it has the shimmers in it, and it's not as many tones, or not as many colors, but I do really like it, and the quality is so good, so I'm keeping it. Star Wars The Child. This was one of my favorite palettes. I love these olivey greens, you know, from hearing me say it over and over, olivey greens, olivey greens. They're so pretty. There's light and dark and brown and shimmer, so it's got everything I would want. So, and I love this show, so very watched it with my son and enjoyed it. ColourPop Lush Life. I had so much fun with this palette. These jewel tones were so good. This chartreusey shade is so pretty. These mattes are excellent. I had so much fun with this palette. These jewel tones were so good. This chartreusey shade is so pretty. These mattes are excellent. This deep royal blue. And the way they just put them all together, just so pretty, so tropical vibey. Good summertime palette, and even fall, because you can get really dark, lean dark with it too. So I love this palette, and I'm keeping it. The Violets by Juvia's Place. It is very grapey for my liking. I much rather keep that Glam Light wine palette that has all the different tones of purples and stuff in it. I don't really think I need this. And it is, I mean, it's very purple. I like purple, but I feel like this is like Barney purple. That is... yeah, I think I'm going to declutter this one. I just don't think I need these 6 purples, and they're not my favorite. looking like a snack from BH Cosmetics. I've never used this palette yet. There are the pinks that I don't love. This one's a nice pink, but these two, no. Silver isn't necessarily, I have a bunch of silvers. I'm not excited about that silver. These are blacks and whites. That's a nice taupey color, and that's a very pretty peach color. That's a lovely peach color. But I don't need to keep this whole palette just because I love that peach color. And I feel like this is, when you open this palette up, you're going to be doing a nice bright pink eye, and I don't love that. That's not really my style, so I'm going to declutter that. I Heart Revolution, the Tasty Latte palette. I do like the Tasty palettes. The only thing is these rubbery palettes get really dirty from all my swatched up fingers touching them. Lovely. So pretty. Here's another one I think I could compare to the Moira. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. So the neutral tones and the kind of purpley mauve tones, I think in some of these neutral tones, I think are really kind of comparable to this, and I really love this palette. Yeah, I really like the shimmers in this palette, and I love this color right here, and this color right here I really like, so, and this one too. And then these shimmers are just really beautiful. This is out of Makeup Revolution's makeup, these Tasty palettes. They did a very good job on them, very good quality. So I'm going to, plus the palette is really cute, so I'm going to keep this one. And then I also have the Party Pooches. I solely bought this for the packaging. This is my very first I Heart Revolution palette, and that's what got me to buy a few more because I thought the quality was phenomenal on this. And these colors are stunning. They're like deep and soft and just, I don't know. It is a unique palette to what I have. For being, I feel like it's a neutral palette, but it's a unique neutral palette, so I love it and I'm keeping it. Okay, I promise I'm starting to get down there. I have so many palettes. I don't know what I'm thinking here, but let's get through these. Let's get through these. The Spice Latte and the Peppermint Mocha by Ruby May. I bought this at the end of after Christmas. I got them for like clearance, super cheap. These were like $28 or $30 palettes from a really nice indie brand, but I got them for like $5, so I scooped them up to try. The color stories are gorgeous. I haven't tried them yet because by the time I got them, I wasn't really using these pretty fall and Christmassy colors, so I was saving it for fall. But I feel like this is like the perfect Thanksgiving fall. This one and the Ace Beauté Falling Leaves palette are gorgeous. I only finger swatched it and the quality seemed super, super nice on these. So excited to use them. And this was a really good Christmas color story. Oh my goodness. This one and the ColourPop Rudolph one. This one just goes a little bit deeper, darker, grungier than the ColourPop one. So I'm really excited to try this one as well. ColourPop Big Puppy. This is the palette that I wanted to compare to Juvia's Place, the Warrior 2. very similar color story. This leans more brown. I mean, this is brown, but this also has the gray and the black and the like white. Okay, so the Juvia's Place Middle Orange is very similar to this one. It's a little more red toned, and this is a little more orangey. Oh yeah, those are very different browns. Okay, so I think they are different enough, and because I love these matte orangey, like reddish browns and neutrally orange colors, and this is a matte black that is excellent, and I do use this color as a face highlight, especially because it's being like how big these pan sizes are. This is a really good one if you don't want shimmer and you want to highlight with white. So I think I'm going to keep both of these palettes. So keeping this one. And ColourPop Orange You Glad, another orange one. These are much brighter oranges though, and peachier oranges. And there's that beautiful orange coral color I like. And there's a nice pressed glitter, the orangey pressed glitter. I don't love pressed glitters, but sometimes I love them and want them occasionally. And if I'm doing certain looks, I like to have, like, I have an orange glitter that's going to go with my orange looks. So I'm keeping this. Obviously, it's the monochromatic. I said I'm keeping all of them. So Tarte, the High Performance Naturals. I believe this came from a holiday Tarte collection that I got this. I got this as a gift, and I was so appreciative of this. I didn't have a lot of eyeshadow palettes at the time, and it was a very thoughtful gift, and it is a really good neutral palette. This is another one I compared to the Moira just to see. Again, makes me feel better knowing that I have these pretty shades elsewhere. I'll see right there and there. Right there and there's almost very similar. And that. Let's see, and that is similar. That is similar. That is similar to that. And I do have these olivey greens like in the other palettes, so, and I do have this beautiful blues in several palettes, especially my light blue BH Cosmetics palette. So yeah, this one's really comparable. So, and I'm going to keep this one because it was a gift, and it is my only Tarte palette, so I'm going to keep this one. And I am going to declutter this. I definitely don't need it. ColourPop of Quartz. A nice, very nice neutrally cool toned taupe and grays. So kind of similar to That's a Taupe, but they're definitely, I know I compared these before. They are uniquely different from each other. And this one, I'm very sad, this one's broken, but it was just a black. I think it was almost the exact same black that's in It's a Princess thing, so I'm okay with that. I'm going to keep this one because I really like it. And cool tone neutrals, and neutrals are my thing. So yeah. High Tide, ColourPop High Tide. This was the palette that also, again, I did not need the Nook palette because of the teals. It's a good monochromatic teal, green, mint. It's got mints and teals, and yeah, I like these monochromatic palettes, so keeping it. I'm not a huge fan of rainbow palettes, like fade into hue, and I don't need those. I don't do rainbow looks. I don't need all these crazy colors in one palette. If I want to do a look that has teal, I have a teal palette. If I want to do a look that is, you know, blue, I have a blue palette for it. Okay, Odin's Eye collab with Judy. The Red Dragon, lovely. I have not even tried this one yet, but it is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. These nice olivey kind of chartreusey olive green. These neutrals are gorgeous. Lovely shimmers. So definitely keeping. Yes. This one, ColourPop The Mandalorian. Obviously keeping as a collection with the child, and I really want to get the Darth Vader one too. They all go together, they're so pretty. But this mustardy yellow is everything, and this duochrome color, yes. These nice taupey, cool tone taupey colors, yes. This is an excellent palette, and I haven't even put it on my eyes yet. I haven't had the chance. But I love opening it. I've touched it a million times, as you can see, because I think the colors are so pretty. And the quality, I can tell from touching it, is very, very good ColourPop quality. So definitely keeping this one. Even as a collector's item, I would keep this. But, I do want to compare. There's taupe colors in here and taupe in that taupe palette. So let me compare. Okay, so I pulled out all my taupey looking palettes, and I feel like doing these declutters gives me the opportunity to know everything I have and to realize what do I have over and over and over, duplicates up, so I can stop buying it, or two, maybe declutter something I don't need. So I want to compare these because I may potentially want to declutter this one. So let's see here. We got, okay. Oh, that is close. Look at that. So I think we have between these two, I believe, are dupes. We're darn near close to it. Let's see. Anything else that stands out? Not a dupe for sure. One's white and one's a very champagne-y shimmer. Let's see what else. Oh. Oh, definitely not dupe. One is more gray and one is more brown. Okay, it's a taupe is gray and the quartz is more brown. Let's see here, anything else? How about this one, and this one, and this one. All right, no dupes. This is more green, this is more gray, and this is more tan or beige. Man. This one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so out of all these, oh, one more I wanted to try. There we go. All right. No dupes, so I'm going to keep all of them because I really love these cool tone neutrals, and these are really my only cool tone neutrals. It's not, oh, I think I have one more palette that has some more taupes and cool tone neutrals. Let's see here. This one is Nomad Cosmetics, the Berlin Underground. There's some cool tone neutrals, but they are very different. I can see right off the bat these more distinctly like blue gray, green gray, kind of like a charcoal, black, gold, green gold, yellow gold, mint. It's kind of like a minty, creamy gray. This is a beautiful palette, by the way. Love the formula on this. Definitely keeping, again, these color stories are of neutrals. I like these more than the browns, like warm tone browns. So the only warm tone browns I really have is that Biba palette and my Nude Mood. And Bronze This Way. So, not too crazy, not too bad. I think I'm gonna keep all of them. I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty about it. I don't. I am getting rid of some, and I might do another declutter after I test out. Like, there's a lot of palettes I have not even tested. A lot. So, we'll get there. Okay, Golden Honey. This is, from Nicole Denise Cosmetics. This was a very small startup indie brand. I wanted to try it. I thought the colors were cute. The packaging was really pretty with the little honeybee story. But sadly, I didn't love it. I hated this. This pressed glitter was crap. It was like really dry. Don't even want to put it near my sharp, dry glitter. No kind of gel formula or anything. I didn't like it. These two shimmers were stunning and beautiful, but my Too Faced palette has one very similar to this, and this yellow and this orange was a little bit chalky. This was good, and then like these colors were just okay. So yeah, I don't think I need to keep this one. I mean, I love these two colors, and these two down here were good, just okay. And this one was nice. but it was just okay. And I don't think I liked this orange at all. Yep. And I hated this yellow. So, and I hated this pressed glitter. So, you are going to go. Sorry. Oh boy. Okay, this is turning out to be super long, so I think I'm going to be cutting this into 2 videos because it's so long. Alright. Glamlight Dirty Martini. This is the green palette that I love, 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 love. So, beautiful different shades of green. They did such a good job on this, just like they did with the wine palette, that purple one. It's just like, it's of such a good variety of greens. It's so many different directions you can take it with this kind of limey chartreusey green, and this grass this is like a light grass green, and this mint green, and this teal green, this brown that leans greenish. And this is like kind of like an army green. This is like a nice neutrally burgundy, but has green glitters in it. I mean, oh, this green gold, this antique bronzed green. It's such a good, they curated this so well, and their formula is beautiful. Out of Glamlight, if you want to try Glamlight, I highly recommend these, is it the Happy Hour collection? These, if you don't want to go towards their other food ones that have like all those really bright colors, because I'm not a really bright color person. I love their cute food palettes, but they're so rainbowy bright, and I know that's just not me, so I didn't really want to buy them. But when I saw these, I was like, this is me. This is so good. And their formula is awesome, so recommended. Gourmand Girls Sugar Shop. I have not used this one yet. I've heard YouTubers talk about it. It's an indie brand. And this is another one that made me think of the Moira palette with some of these reds and these purples, some of these neutrals. Yeah, this one's really pretty though. I haven't tested it yet. We will see how it goes with the formula. These are a bit bright right here for my liking, and this one, these 4 colors, but combined with all these outer colors and these neutrals and like this black and gold and these soft colors, I think you can really pull off really soft wearable looks even with these bright colors. Or if you want to do like a really bright tangerine like eyeliner look, with like this gold and black, it would just, I like that. I like having just the occasional, as long as like the whole palette is not rainbowy and the whole entire palette is not really bright, because I can't do all those brights, and if all those crazy colors are all mixed together in a palette, my mind doesn't see what to do with it, and I just don't like that. So I am excited to try this, and we will see how it goes. ColourPop Powerpuff Girls. This is like that bright palette. Again, there's that coral color, but I already have this in that Nightmare Before Christmas palette. That Gourmandy palette. I've had this color several times over. I have kept the Lizzie McGuire that has the pretty chartreusey greens. I have my ColourPop monochromatic blue palette that has, I think, some nice blues in it. And this is a little bit more brighter than I like. This is a bright pink that I don't care for. This is a good row of neutrals, but I don't need just this good row of neutrals with other colors I don't like or need or use. So yeah, I think I'm going to declutter. Yeah, I'm going to declutter this one. I don't need this one. Another Chic Glam Zodiac palette. It is the Perceptive Pisces. This is my sign, and I did use this one, and it turned out really pretty. Really good spring palette. It's not something I would do all the time, but I really like the soft minty greens and the soft blues. They're not too much for me. An occasional use, yeah. Within this color story, I see it. So I wouldn't wear it a lot, but I like it. And of course, it's my collectible Zodiac palette, so I'm keeping it. ColourPop Ticket to Dreamland. This was one of my favorite ColourPop palettes that had recently come out after Christmas. I loved it. I did use it twice. Yeah, this is my kind of color story. Again, neutrals, kind of jewel tones, but I like how this is unique in the sense that it goes softer jewel tones. They're not, I wouldn't really describe them as pastel, and they're definitely not deep, dark, grungy. They're soft and they're pretty, but they're not pastel, and they're not bright, and they're not neon, and they're kind of neutrally, and like this is a gorgeous duochrome. And this gray right here is so pretty. And like this nice soft buttery yellow. This is such a good palette, so definitely keeping it. Yes. Okay, I have my second Moira palette. I have the Daydreams palette. It was part of the same series as the Dream Stargazing palette. This one I have not used yet, and of course I got these together, both of those together cheap, and I wanted to try the brand. So but this one's a little more fun. It has some similar colors, but I feel like they are different. Like I don't really have this shade of blue, but it's just that one single blue with these very neutral colors, and this chartreusey green is really, or it's not even chartreusey green, it's actually not, it's like a really soft shimmery grass green. I probably have something similar to it in some of those Zodiac palettes, but I look at this palette and I do feel inspired with these dark colors, these neutral colors, and just these few bright colors right here. Here's that beautiful corally color again, but this one leans for more pink coral. Yeah, this one's a little different. Some of those coral colors, other coral colors I have are definitely more orange coral, and this one's more pink coral. So I think that's actually, I think that I don't have a color like that anywhere else. And then the Juvia's Place had all those purples that I got rid of because I just didn't need all those 6 different purples, but to have one single purple like that, you know, I'm okay with, especially with like these deep colors and these nice, this is like a taupey grayish, and look at this. This is like a mustardy orange, brown, sienna. I don't know. I really like this one. I really like this color story a lot more than the other one. So, and I haven't tried it yet. And I do know from trying the other brand that I like this quality. I like more Moira's quality. So I'm excited to try this. I will get some use out of it, use it a few times, decide if I still want to keep it or not. Oh, goodness. Picking Peonies. This is from another indie brand I saw on Instagram, and I was obsessed with their palettes, and I was not able to get Cozy Cabin or Northern Lights, which I still really want. But this was their new spring one, so beautiful, 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 beautiful. These are all duochrome or duochromes, I think, in the center. And it's a very spring inspired palette, but it's like soft yet slightly grungy yet springy, and like these greens are phenomenal right here. And I like how they did, I love how they did, each little row is its own little color story, and you can just go, you don't even have to think about it, you can just go and be like, oh, I want to do, you know, these 3 colors or these 3 colors. You don't have to think about it. They're so pretty. So I'm excited to try this one. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm definitely going to use this one in the spring for sure. BH Cosmetics, the Miss Claus Lit List. It was okay. I would not rave about this palette. The shimmers were phenomenal. The shimmers were great. I had some issues with this green, this red, and this red. These mattes, right? These 3 mattes I struggled with, and I don't know why these kept blending away to nothing. It could have been the primer I was using. I don't really know, but I really only used this red row, green row, and some of this gold row, and I used it at Christmas time. But I really want to use some of the other rows and try it out more before I decide if I want to keep it or not. But it's a really good holiday Christmas color story, which this would now be my 3rd Christmas palette. But I feel like this is good New Year's colors, holiday colors, and yeah, I want to try it more before I decide if I want to keep it or not. So, and then another BH Cosmetics. I love this one. This is the Zodiac Love Sign palette, and I think the quality on this was really, really good. And I use this one a ton, actually. I love this baked shimmer formula. It's so creamy and just so buttery and so pigmented, and their matte formula is really good in this palette. And I actually use the center color as a face highlight quite often. I did just get a Juvia's Place highlight that is almost the same as this, but before I got that, like you can see, my dome is starting to flatten because I use it so much. So I'm definitely keeping this. I really love this palette. What was I thinking? I just, no. I need self-control. I only have a few more palettes left, and I already know I'm gonna have some declutters here, so. These are I Heart Revolutions, the Disney Princess palettes. They're made to look, I mean, they're really cute. The packaging got me. Very cute. They look like little books. They had Aladdin and or Jasmine and Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella, and I don't know, but I found these 2 at TJ Maxx, and I was like, they're so cute, I have to have them, and I bought them, like, not thinking. And no, this is the face side, and I would never use like half of these, this color or this color. I would just not touch. I mean, some of them are like, this color is okay, and this one, these 4 look nice. I wouldn't use these. And then this is not my kind of color story. It's just like cherry red, matte and shimmer, just a really basic blue matte and shimmer, a very basic yellow matte and shimmer. This is like a weird bluish gray shimmer. I don't even know. I don't like it. A plain white and a black and I don't know, a few of these neutral colors, but I know I Heart Revolution's formula isn't the greatest. It is very, very good on the tasty palettes. I will give them that. But I didn't even want to peel this away because I'm going to sell it. I don't want to ruin it. I don't even want to touch it because I want it to be new. But this doesn't even look like the very good formula, and I don't like the color story, and it's just cute. The aesthetic is cute, but that's it. So I'm going to declutter it. I don't need it. Same with Sleeping Beauty. Now this palette isn't as bad. I mean, it's a little better, but it's, there's this mint and kind of grass green and this kind of bright blue and this Barbie pink and this regular purple, and then this weird, these two reds that are similar somehow, or three reds that are similar. Why, I don't know. This kind of gray silver, this like light blue, like these colors. Why I don't get it. Like, what, how are you gonna mix these? Like, I look at this and think, what am I gonna do with this? What am I gonna do with this? I don't know. And then this is the face side. Hell no to this pink right here. Like, no. This looks like this could be okay. This is meh. And hell no to this. Like, what is this? Gold? I mean, I'm sorry if some people like this, but I could not put this yellow gold on my face. Now this is pretty, this is pretty, this is pretty, but I don't need this. So I'm going to declutter both of these. Goodbye. Lime Crime Venus XL. There's that coral. Oh, see, but that is very peachy coral, orangey coral, not the same as that Moira coral, which was more pink leaning. The formula on this palette is okay. It's good, but not great. It's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. There's a whole lot of, I feel like, it's just, I look at this and I see so much similarity. I don't need this. I got my Huda Beauty Naughty Nudes. I think that really is quite similar. I have my coral, bright coral colors that I really like, that I don't need that. Yeah, I don't need this palette. I don't need it. I'm going to declutter you. Oh, last two palettes. Oh, there's one more. She Glam Zodiac, and this is the Calm Capricorn. Gorgeous. Look at those beautiful greens. Taupey browns, olivey greens, nice beige. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. I just love these little palettes. They're, ooh, the artwork, and look, these artwork, the color story, this super cute little horoscope on each and every one of them. Oh, and then not only is there like the little like description there, but then you have your little description of your sign on the back too, on every single one of these. You can't, and they're only like $6, so you cannot go wrong with them. Keeping all of them. Last palette, the Ciate London. This one I know I'm keeping, not just because the mirror. Yes, the mirror. It sits and stands. This is my desk mirror essentially, and it's kind of convenient that it has a nice little neutrally easy, simple palette to go with it. The quality is nice. I would compare it to like the nice makeup, kind of like a Makeup Revolution on the nicer Makeup Revolution's nicer quality. So I'd say it's a good quality makeup. Yeah, and so when I'm working at my desk and I have all my makeup put away and I'm just using my mirror, and I went shopping at my palettes and I grabbed what I want to use. There's been times where I'm like, oh, I really just need a quick highlight and I'll use it. Or I need like this deep blue or a nice little bronzy color, a nice red shimmer, a lot of neutrally browns and stuff, neutrally green. So these are really good colors. I wouldn't just pull this palette out. I did pull it out and just use it on its own, and it was okay. And I wouldn't keep it if it was just that. But I like it for mixing with other things if I'm lazy and don't want to get up and dig around through my makeup for something, and it's kind of already something that kind of works to blend out something in here. And of course the mirror. I really like the mirror on this. It's a really like nice heavy duty palette, so I am keeping this one. Now let's count out how many I am decluttering. Yes. This is all of my palettes. This is all my declutters. And this is everything I am keeping. As you can see, I was very overwhelmed. I'm still very overwhelmed. A lot of these palettes I have not even tried. So we will decide. There could be more later in the future when I decide, when I try some, and also find out what I'm not using or if my tastes change. And to give you an idea as to why I am kind of depressed about my makeup. I have all this makeup and I really have nowhere to apply it because I've been currently storing it in these boxes. This is not my permanent solution, but this is my office space. As you can see, yeah, we are renovating. It is a mess. I cannot keep my makeup in here. There's my poor makeup stand. It will not be going there. It's just there temporarily. As we paint and replacing floors and had to redo the walls and painting everything. And redoing all of the trim. And my lovely workspace. It is, don't judge, it is messy. It's messy because I don't really have any other choice at the moment. So yeah, I want to be able to do my makeup more, but it's been really hard. I kind of just been digging it out of a box and sitting on my couch and doing it when I can. So I felt like now was a good time to declutter and figure out where I'm going to put all of it. Okay everyone, I'm adding on to the end of my part 2 declutter because at the time when I was making it, I did have a bunch of palettes that I had gotten from Mercari that didn't come in the mail yet, and they're all here now, and I wanted to include them. And I also went back through and decided to declutter even more that I was originally going to keep. So I'm going to, at the end of this, add the number, the total number, of palettes that I now have, and the total number of palettes that I decluttered, and the total number of palettes that I am going to keep. So let me go through and show you real quick the few that I did decide to declutter. I am going to declutter my regular She Glam size palettes, just because I do love the Zodiac palettes, and I'm keeping all 12 of them as a collection, and I don't think I need so many She Glam palettes when I have color stories elsewhere with other brands that I also enjoy. So this is the Deep Feelings palette, and I decided, and this one I didn't use yet, but I decided to pass it along because I don't really need a standalone palette of grays and blacks like this. And I do have my Baroque palette from ColourPop, which I absolutely love. And this is a little bit similar, but it's kind of like that smoky gray story. And I don't really do that very often unless like I'm going out at night sometimes, but that's not that often. So I felt like I didn't even really need this palette, even though I didn't try it. I just knew that I'm not going to really use it much. And if I ever want to do grays and blacks, I have them in many other palettes, so I don't really need a standalone for that. So I am going to declutter this one. I'm also going to declutter the Violet Vision palette, which I did do an eye tutorial on it and kind of went over my thoughts on it, which it is a very nice palette. It's great quality. There's nothing wrong with it. My only gripe with it is this particular type of shadow. It's like a creamy formula, but it's not foiled creamy. So it's a little bit difficult to pick up and put on the eye. That's the only thing. I haven't quite figured out the best way to apply this type of formula. But everything else is really nice in the palette, and I like the colors, but I have purple palettes. I have my Glam Light Wine palette. I have some purple ColourPop, and I just don't need a full. The only thing I kind of am sad about, I don't really want to get rid of, is this white duochrome and this pressed glitter here. I really like them, but I don't need to keep a palette just for that. So I am going to declutter this one. Next is the She Glam Marvelous palette. I am only going to keep this long enough to do a review on this, maybe like an eye tutorial and review, and then I'm going to declutter it because I do love the color story, but it's very basic and simple, and it's quite a neutral palette, and I have a lot of palettes similar, so I don't think I really need this. And because I am keeping the 12 Zodiac palettes with all their beautiful shades from She Glam, so many different options, that I decided I don't really need this. So I'm going to declutter this after. I will do an eye look and review with this palette, probably as my next video before I give it away. And then the last She Glam palette is the Awesome Blossom, which I was going to keep, but one of the palettes I just got that I've been wanting forever and couldn't get because it's been out of stock, and I did find it on Mercari for a good price. Like, I wasn't willing to pay $35 on Mercari, which is really what a lot of people were trying to sell it for, which is the Juvia's Place Tribe palette. And this is kind of why I got this palette, because it reminded me so much of the Tribe palette that I wanted. But I finally got it, so I don't think I need this one. And I'll show you this color story. And I will include, over here, I'm going to include, I did a comparison swatch of these two palettes, and I will include a picture of that on the video for you to see. If anybody is interested and wants to get the Tribe palette and they missed out and it's no longer available and they really want it, this is not a dupe, but it is a very similar color story, and it is a good formula, and I really do like it a lot. But I have the Tri palette, and this is the palette I've been wanting, so I am going to declutter this one, and I'm going to keep this one. But you can see these are, you got your two greens. These greens are a little bit different. This green and this green is basically a dupe. They're the same. You have this bright orange and this bright orange. They're not a dupe, but they're somewhat similar. Then you got a couple neutrals and a brown. You got a deeper brown over here. It's similar. It's not a dupe, but it is similar with the greens and oranges and browns. So I will make sure I have a photo of that up. So let me back up so there's room for that, and I will include that for you to see. But I'm going to declutter this one, and I am going to keep this one. This one is added to my collection, new palette, new to me. And finally, I am going to declutter the Moira Daydreams palette. I did declutter the Stargazing, and I'm going to add this one to it because the color story is, again, it's good. It's a very good color story if you don't have as much makeup as I do, but I have so much that I don't feel inspired really looking at this. It's just, you know, some basic purples, neutrals. I like that pop of green and blue, but I don't think I need it. And not that I didn't like the formula, because I did. And I wouldn't mind trying a different Moira palette, but this I think I'm going to declutter because I just don't need this color story of this many colors too, of colors I don't need. So I am going to declutter that. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to my declutter pile. And then these are my newest ones, new to me, that I got from Mercari. Okay, so I got the Zulu palette. I wouldn't have necessarily just picked this out and bought this, but it came along as a set for both of these for, it was like $8 on Mercari, and I really wanted this palette. I didn't want to waste any time trying to get the seller to split it or anything, so I just scooped it up, because even like $8 is a really good price even for this one. So I was like, oh, I might as well take that one too. But it is quite pretty, and I think it's something I could have fun playing with, just to play around. It's not ordinarily a color story I necessarily reach for, but I don't really have anything bright and fun like this, so for how cheap it was, I decided, and the fact I love Juvia's Place formula, and I like these palettes, so I'm going to keep it for a bit and see if I enjoy playing with it. Next, I got another I Heart Revolution, Makeup Revolutions Tasty palette, the hot dog palette. I love their Tasty palettes. I think those palettes are extremely good quality, at least the ones I have. I only have a few, and I have the Party Pooches as well, which is like the same type of packaging and the same type of formula in that palette. And this one, and I like to collect them because I think they're pretty. I like the packages, they're cute. And this is the color story. It's very mustardy, grungy, and kind of hot doggy color. Like brick reds and like barn door red or brick red, and some good neutrals and nice reddish browns. So I just thought the color story was interesting, and I love this Tasty line, and I got that on Mercari for a good price, so I grabbed it. Then I wanted to try some Dose of Colors. So I do have a Dose of Colors lipstick. I wanted to try their eyeshadow formula, so I did find 2 palettes on Mercari from Dose of Colors. This is the I Love Sarah palette, a collab, I guess. A collab with Sarah. I don't know who that is, but the palette is very pretty. I absolutely love this. Like, this color story speaks to me. It is right up my alley with the neutrals, the nice dark black to deepen it, and that like tealish pop of color. Just so, so pretty. And the formula does seem very nice. I haven't tried it yet on my eye, but it does seem like a nice formula. And then the other one is, I think it's a collab, Desi and Katie Friendcation. Very pretty packaging on this one as well. I got this for a very, very good price. I think. Again, my type of color story with the beautiful neutrals with a little pop of color. And I think this is a duochrome that flips blue to purple. And this is like an antique green gold. So, and this is like a charcoal sparkly black. Very pretty. So I'm excited to try that one. And then I got BH Cosmetics. I got 2 more of the Travel Series palettes. I love the Travel Series. I don't own all of them. I don't feel like I need to collect all of them. I only got the ones with the color stories I like. I think this would be 4. I would have 4 out of the collection. I don't know how many they have. 8 maybe? They have quite a few. But this is the Lost in Los Angeles. Very, very, very pretty. I do have the Glam Light. It's my only pastel palette, and it doesn't have a ton of pastels in it, so I felt like this one, with knowing the Travel Series from BH Cosmetic has really good formula, I thought this would be a really good addition to try out more pastels, especially with the spring and summer coming up, because they are fun to play with. And I like, when I do color, I do enjoy a light, soft tone, or the deep, deep dark, but I don't necessarily do like brights or neons. So I did grab that. And then the last Travel Series palette is the Smitten in Switzerland, which I absolutely love this color story. Looks like that. So pretty. Again, my type of colors. They're very muted tones with this really pretty, like, it's kind of like a charcoaly blue gray color. Their shimmers are very pretty, and I like the muted tones of the mattes. So yeah, I'm excited to try that. Then I've been dying to try the Give Me Glow formula. So I did want to get the Vintage Rose and the Christmas palette. I haven't yet, but I thought I'd try the Sweet and Sticky because it is a nice little neutral palette that seems like I could use with everything and anything. And look at those. Oh, I hear so much good about this formula, and I have not tried this one yet, but I'm very excited, and this is something I could see myself just using a lot, or playing, just grabbing this along with other colorful palettes too. So I'm excited to try that one. And then finally, the last one I got was Nomad Cartagena Magica. I probably butchered how that is pronounced, by Nomad Cosmetics. Looks like this. So excited about this. I'm obsessed with these colors, these 3 colors, and these 6 colors are beautiful. I love these soft tones. And I do like that bright coral there and these neutrals. And this fuchsia color down here isn't normally my favorite color because I don't like all pink eyes, or really bright pink eyes, or really bright pinky red eyes on me. But this color is occasionally nice to have if I want to do, like, you know, just a little bit in the inner corner, or do it as a waterline, or a lash line liner type look along with these other colors. So that's fine with me. I think, and the formula is very nice, and I do love Nomad Cosmetics formula. So I was excited to get this for extremely good price. I think I paid like $10 for this on Mercari, when it's, I believe, a $36 palette. So, or 40, I don't know. Definitely got it for a good price though. So I am now going to just add right up here. Just make sure I put in my totals for everything so you know what I decluttered, what I kept, and how much I had. And also in that total, I'm going to add 3 more palettes that I did not show because I did order the Simply Posh had, I was able to get Picking Peonies like a little over a month ago from Simply Posh, and I really wanted the other palettes. They just had a restock. So I was able to get Northern Lights, Cozy Cabin, and Icy Chill from Simply Posh Cosmetics. It's a new indie brand that I'm excited about, and I've been enjoying Picking Peonies, so I just don't have them yet. They won't be here for like another week or so, but I am going to add those 3 palettes into my count of my total palettes and into the count of what I am keeping. So just wanted to let you know about that. I just don't have them to show yet. All right, thanks for watching.